Hi there, these comments are for KK, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. And you completed, I think, independent speaking practice test number 21. So the question here is, give 2 solutions that you think can help air pollution.
The 2 solutions, those can help to reduce air pollution. Well, in my opinion, the good solution of air pollution is improve awareness in people. It helps to reduce air pollution. For example, air pollution advertisements or awareness programs could give awareness in people so that everyone should be care of reduce air pollution. Secondly, another solution of air pollution is limits the usage of transport vehicles like cars, buses, motorcycles. With this, we should reduce most of the air pollution. For example, if we use a lot of transport vehicles,
Yeah, you didn't really illustrate your second point. So how do you get people to use transportation less? Should they start working from home more? Are you going to give people tickets when they go on the freeway on certain days of the week, or what? So it wasn't exactly clear how that second solution would help in reducing air pollution. And in the beginning, what I would recommend is it took you a little bit too long to get to your 2 support points. So you may say something like this: increasing people's awareness and encouraging people to use public transportation more are 2 solutions to help reduce air pollution. That's the topic statement. That sets up the beginning of your response. Then you say, first of all, in order to reduce air pollution, people need to be more aware of why it's a problem. Then you give an example or 2 about how to do that. And then say, second of all, in order to continue to reduce air pollution, people should be encouraged to use public transportation more, and then explain that with an example, and then you are done. Alright, so let's take a look at the rubrics here. So delivery, keep working in the pronunciation part of my course. This is a long-term goal for you to continue to make improvements there. With language use, I think your vocabulary and your grammar, I think maybe it's a little bit basic. So I would also encourage you to continue to study in the grammar part of my course to help improve your language use. And with topic development, I think you needed a little more specific topic statement in the beginning. So go to speaking lesson number 2, watch the first 5 minutes of that video to get some instruction on how to do that. So I don't think you'd score in the 3 range here, so I'm going to put you in the 2 range. I'll put you at about 2.1 out of 4, 17 points out of 30 on this practice test. You also completed independent speaking practice test number 22. So this question is, in which type of house would you prefer to live? In an old historical house or a new modern one? Alright, so let's hear your response here. This is kind of a hard question too. You got to be pretty specific with your details.
I prefer to live in modern houses than old historical houses. But
in old historical houses. So you need to work on that, either sentence rhythm and also intonation, so you don't want to pronounce all the words in your sentence with equal emphasis.
I do think that, well, I know that the old historical houses keeps memories of past days. However, in my opinion,
Yeah, I had trouble understanding what you're saying there. Hold on.
I know that the old historical houses keeps memories of past days. However, in my
keeps memories of something.
my opinion, the modern houses have a lot of developed facilities. Those makes my life easier. The main advantage of modern houses are having lot of houseware items like refrigerator, microwave, washing machine, and so on. Those are really helps me work easy and faster. Secondly, live in modern houses are better than older houses. Because of modern houses are looking beautiful, it makes me become famous. For example, if I build a new house with
Why do they look beautiful? What is it about modern homes? So I think you're trying to do too many different things here. You don't have a lot of specific details, but if you say, well, I like the look of modern homes that have new windows, they usually have tile or wood floors instead of old outdated carpet, and usually the paint is a newer, fresher color, and so on. So I think you can probably improve a little bit there by being more specific in the kinds of details that you're using. So
modern structure, my friends and relatives.
Again, part of it is how you focus your ideas in the beginning, right? So this is what I'm saying. So you have to be very specific in the beginning of your response. It makes it easier for you to organize. So if you said something like this, if you say, well, because of the appearance and the need to not continue and maintain the home, I prefer a new home rather than an old modern house. So then you talk about the appearance of the modern house and give an example or two there. Then you'll move on to the second point is a new home requires less maintenance than old historical homes, and then you can give an example or two there, then you're done. So just focus on two specific ideas and then try to give some good detail to support those points, and that would help, I think, with your score. Okay, so here again I'm going to put you in the 2 range, so a lot of delivery issues. And my recommendation here, as you're going through my pronunciation lessons, if you can find a native speaker that can help you go through some of those practice exercises, that would be very, very useful. And you'll notice at the end of all my pronunciation videos, there is a sentence reading practice and also paragraph reading practice that you can do. And you can also do that with a native speaker. Language use, your vocabulary, grammar has a tendency to be a little bit basic. Your topic development, I think, again, you need to be very specific in the beginning of your response, and then it'll be easier for you to organize the rest of it, and you want to use more specific details. So it's not how much you say, but what you say, and how you support your general ideas with details, and that helps you score better. I'm going to put you at about 2.1 out of 4, 17 points out of 30 on this practice test.